Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for coming out and joining us for another episode of The Color of Truth here at Melanated and Candid Productions. We are getting ready to have a quick little reaction session to some videos that we handpicked this week to go over with you guys. So sit back, relax. Definitely make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Leave some comments in the chat. We're here for you. So before we go ahead and get started and show the videos, I'm going to say hello to my lovely co-host. How you doing today, ladies?
Hey, hey. How about you? My bad. Go ahead, Niecy.
No, I was just saying, hey.
Same here. I am great. Just ready to look at some of this nonsense and get tickled today. That's about it.
All right. Well, we got a couple interesting things going on, so definitely going to go ahead and get started with the share. While I do that, it'll take me a second to pull it up. So I'm going to pop one open and see what we come up with.
Niecy, where you at? No, I'm just playing.
Oh, wait a minute. Looking like a hot mess.
Niecy, where you at? No, I'm just playing.
You hear the echo? Did you just hear that echo? Yeah, that was my thing. My bad. I'm trying to make sure all the stuff is turned off. But yeah, them kids whooped my butt, man. Them kids whooped my butt today.
Work did me the same way. Oh, we're doing this one first. So you may have to start it over though, because this looks like it's somewhere in the middle of the video.
Okay. So,
what?
Yeah.
This is numbnuts.
She decided that she was going to use ulterior methods of payment in order to be able to pay for her nail job. So
yeah, I think you're gonna have to take it back though.
Yeah, I'm gone. Let's see if I can.
And it's muted too.
If it'll just let me, okay.
It won't let you be great.
I know.
It always try to get her.
Every time.
But the video's muted. Okay. What is that noise? Pause it, Rocks, because there's some noise in the background. That's not the noise. That's not the music in the video, is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember having music in the video when I sent it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just heard them talking. But go ahead.
Look, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, because when you stopped it, it stopped. But there shouldn't have been any music in the background.
I was trying to look at I was trying to look at make sure
something else is playing at the same time as this. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like something else is playing in the background.
It's the one below it.
Yeah, there's something else playing in the background. Because when you scroll, it stops. So another video is starting somewhere in the background, and I don't know how that's happening.
I don't know.
But we can go on to the next one. But this story was hilarious to me. So this woman goes to get her nails done, and instead of pulling out a credit card or a debit card or some cash, she decides to pull out an EBT card. And of course, you can't use your EBT card at a nail salon. Because didn't you put restrictions on certain things that you could purchase with an EBT card? Like
Yes.
I know at some places you couldn't buy like what was it either hot seafood or something like that. But I
Can't
know
buy
they put some
hot food
crazy
at all,
restrictions.
Hot food at all.
Oh, no
tobacco,
hot food. Okay,
or
no hot food.
alcohol, or
Well, you shouldn't
nail.
be buying alcohol. Right. But see, this is what bothers me about that whole scenario. Now, just like the video about the McDonald's video with the dad that brought his son to McDonald's and didn't bring all her kids any McDonald's, he just was feeding his one child by her. It goes back to that. How are you at so she ended up getting arrested that day because basically you got a service and you didn't pay for it because the EBT card wasn't working. But my thing is this: if you're using your EBT card, which is supposed to be for child support services, where are you getting your nails done?
Just saying.
How? See, that's why I don't have no pity for these women when they talking about their kids be hungry. I don't have no pity for them when they sitting up here talking about, oh, my child needs this, my child needs shoes, my child needs that. But mama got $300 weave in her hair. Mama got them $50, $70 nails. Mama got lashes out, just 5 mile long lashes. But you sitting around here talking about your kids are hungry. At what point in time are women going to prioritize their kids over them being on fleek?
They not, and that's why you have these kids that's out here messed up.
Right. But
They
that's why they
priorities
need to
wrong.
take those services away. I'm all for turning off all those government services for a while because these are able-bodied individuals. And I've always said, if you cannot afford to get your hair and nails done without child support, you can't afford to get it done with child support because that's not what child support money is for. The
Right.
child support money is there to subsidize the additional costs of the child, not to subsidize your pampering routine.
It's so that you don't have to call dad and keep asking him to buy underwear and t-shirts.
Right.
Providing them.
That's crazy. But you sitting up here whole trying to use the EBT card and then have the nerve to get smart with the cop. Like she couldn't believe that he was arresting her for trying to use the EBT card to get some. Ma'am.
I'm gonna tell you though. So in a lot of places they will allow you to go in and use your car for stuff that you're not supposed to use your car for. That's why they were cracking down on it so tough because so many people were getting over, and they even had loopholes to get around it with the food, where you could buy hot food. All you had to do was just pay the $1, and they'll cook the food for you. You basically buying it raw with your food stamp card.
Get out of here.
And then you pay the $1, and then they cook the food for you. That's how they were still eating up seafood boils and stuff on their EBT cards.
And then they figured out that you could transfer your EBT money over to your Cash App.
So that they could, yeah. And then you could sell it too. They be selling them.
Anything to commit or move around or what you're supposed to be using it for. I mean, that's literally what you're doing. You're committing fraud off of something that you're already getting for free. You're making excuses of why. I mean, you can really, get your cold food, cook your own cold food. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with, I mean, I guess if you're paying $1, I mean, that is $1 of cooking oil.
Girl.
I mean, but still, you know what I'm saying? But it just don't make sense. That one day of satisfaction of food versus, 30 days worth of food or more when you go into the grocery store and actually go grocery shopping. This makes sense. Let's make sense.
Not to them.
Got these kids. Like, this has to make sense. You have to be able to hold these for 30 days. Make the food last.
Right, because I'm sorry. First of all, if you getting EBT, if you getting food stamps, you on WIC or whatever the case may be, you ain't got no business spending none of that money on no crab boils, no seafood bakes, no fish fries, no barbecues, no none of that shit. You need to be eating spaghettis, making some soups. You need to be making struggle stretch meals, lasagna, anything that'll last a few days in the house and to get people full real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're right.
But you sitting up here spending your money on a shrimp and you got to eat 57 of them to get halfway full.
Yes. 2 big seafood boil bags, $200.
And
And
ain't
you got
nobody full yet.
For me and my dude, and the kids is at school, and when they get out, they eat peanut butter and jelly, because that's how these
Right. And you complaining that
right.
you ain't got no groceries in the house. So when are we going to prioritize our kids? And the biggest problem I have with that is social media. And I always say the social media is a gift and a curse. Social media has exposed women for the non-victims that they play on TV. So you're seeing more and more stories of how women aren't making decisions in the best interest of the children. They're more concerned with their look than they are their kids. And the evidence is alarming. And I just really cannot believe that we're still looking at women like they are automatically in the best interest of a child. When what I'm saying is these women do not make decisions in the best interest of a child.
they don't make decisions in the best interest of themselves, and they
Well,
not
true,
out
they
here
think
worried
they
about
do.
these
They think
kids
they do.
at all.
Right.
That's why so many of them are behind. These babies out here struggling.
Right, but she was really shocked that the cop was arresting her for trying to use her EBT card to pay for some nails. But ma'am, you stole a service because you walked out of there. They didn't accept your EBT and you literally walked out the nail salon. But that's another problem I have with melanated women run to all the nail salons. And I'm seeing so many videos, not just in the nail salons, but in the beauty supply stores too, that you know who owns, you know what community owns that. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all keep running down there, but I keep seeing videos where these people are fighting you, they're harassing you, they're accusing you of stealing $3 lashes, $3 bottle of nail polish. Now, some women have been stealing some weaves and running out the store. But if that's how you get treated, why do you remain their biggest consumer? If you have to deal with confrontations, with being attacked, with being accused of theft, with being called a liar, with being basically what they barricaded inside of the store because now they're locking people inside the store. And I wish like hell somebody would lock me in the store thinking I ain't gonna leave. We gonna see. Because I promise you, if I want to leave, I'm leaving.
But
You ain't locking me inside no store under no circumstances. I don't give a damn if this door is locked. All this here, ain't nobody staying in here, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not at all. I'm not staying in here. But we keep patronizing these locations that treat us the worst. What psychological damage or trauma do these people experience that would make you want to patronize an individual that would treat you the way that they do? Now, I'm not saying that those women are innocent. A lot of them aren't innocent, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are just, you just got accused of stealing. Ain't nobody found nothing on you. You just been accused because you fit the profile. And we always fit the profile. But we continue to spend our money in these establishments that have no respect for us. Just like when you remember the Disney video when they were talking about the Disney characters that wasn't hugging the brown babies? They was walking out past them. So you have people,
Sesame
melanated
Street
community.
characters. Don't mix them up. Sesame Street. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
Sesame Street.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah, yeah.
Disney World versus Sesame Street. Because I'd rather you ignore my child than human traffic them. But we'll talk about that later.
I'm about to say that's a whole different topic, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. I would much rather you ignore my child than sex traffic them.
Right.
But we keep, what I don't know what kind of emotional damage or mental damage or trauma we have to what state we have to be in to want to patronize those individuals. I don't get it. I don't go where I'm not respected. I don't go where I just don't go where I know I'm going to be mistreated. You're paying to be mistreated. So when the Sesame Street video came out, you had the melanated community that were posting up videos about this is how you respond if they ignore you. This is how you get their attention. This is how you make them speak. Instead of trying to make somebody speak to you, why don't you just stop giving them your money where they don't respect you?
Mm-hmm.
What is the issue with the Black community and this overwhelming need to consume to the point that we pay for disrespect?
Because they feel like they want what they want, and they not looking at it in that light.
Mm-hmm.
They
But
don't
you can
see it
get
as
what you want
disrespect.
somewhere else.
Their eyes
Okay.
are closed.
Just like, okay, now I know they own the hair and nail industry. I get that. But that was one of the things that I brought up when I was on another panel and they were talking about Black businesses. You know, everybody's promoting this, you know, everybody's got to go get an LLC. I'm so tired of y'all promoting that in the Black community because half of y'all ain't never seen past a supervisor. So stop telling everybody to go get an LLC and they don't know nothing about running no damn business.
At all.
You got women who can't run 1,000 square foot home but want to be a CEO. How?
They just want that title. It's not necessarily they want the job. It's a title.
But if okay, even if you are a consumer, even if there are things that you want, all of our hearts have desires. It's not that you can't get those things elsewhere. Why do you have to spend your money where they do not respect you? What is that about?
Them struggling trying to find somewhere else to go and get it from. The convenience of it, you know, we're all about convenience and what's easy. And
How
they've
is being
always,
disrespected convenient though?
because they're not looking at it as being disrespected. We've been conditioned to think that being disrespected is okay, that that's something that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Look the other way, to turn the other cheek, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because
You turn the other cheek at the nail salon, they're gonna smack it because they are attacking women in these nail salons. But we keep going back, giving them our money. I don't get it. So,
yes,
but back to the hair industry. I'm like, I don't understand why we don't own that. We are the biggest consumers in weave. Why don't we own the hair? We ought to own the hair industry from the minute they cut it out of an Indian woman's head to the minute they sew it in a Black woman's head.
Period.
Every aspect of that business. You know, I had so many melanated women that were saying, "Oh, well, we don't have enough money for that." That's
Lies.
bull because I saw how much money you spent in it. So instead of
Exactly.
spending the money on the weave, if you had invested that money in the hair industry, you might own it by now. But y'all more concerned with looking rich than being rich. I feel the same way about the passport bros. Somebody posted on one of their platforms that you could make $32,000 a year be in another country. I don't know if they said Colombia or whatever they said. And they basically said, oh, and you could be balling out of control. I said, okay, so $32,000, right? That's what, $15, $16 an hour on average. So some McDonald's locations are paying $20 an hour. So you going over to another country bragging and boasting about $30,000 a year because over there it look like you rich because you going over to third world countries where people sucking on rocks for dinner. And so you over here balling out of control on 32. I'm just saying, you going to other
what the
countries trying to ball out of control where they don't have the finances that we have. So if you're balling on $32,000 a year, you ain't balling. You just in a shithole country where
not
$32,000.
that. I mean, that same $30,000 when you go over there to that third world country, that money is 3 to 4 times more. So I'm
Right.
gonna take that
But the
same
thing is,
30,000 and I'm gonna have 100,000 when I get over there. And
but Roxy, if we're not moving over there and you're only over there on vacation or you're there on a sex vacation, because half y'all just going over there to pay for bras. So you're going over there to these other countries, spending your little $30,000 a year, balling out of control, but you coming back home to America where $30,000 still says you broke. So
Mm-hmm.
again, we're back to looking rich and not putting in efforts or not taking the steps to actually try to be rich. Because anybody bragging about going over to Colombia with making $32,000 a year, you're an
Mm-hmm.
idiot. You're an idiot. And
Mm-hmm.
I do not get it. I don't get our mindset. I don't get where this logic comes from. I don't understand why with everything that we have at our disposal, with all the information that's available, how do you not understand that you are creating your own poverty? But you complain about poverty.
because they don't
You
understand what
tricking.
poverty is, they think that this is normal living. This is what we had to do. We had to struggle. We had to get it out the mud. They not thinking about investing. They not thinking about saving no money. They not thinking about budgeting no money. They're not thinking about growing. They living from paycheck to every other paycheck that they might have got if they didn't quit the job last week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny you said get it out the mud when y'all going over to another country where they literally walking barefoot in mud, and you act like you balling out of control. But that gives you bragging rights in America. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. How do you brag about making $32,000 a year when you're not moving to a country where that is equivalent to $100,000 a year? You still live in America. You still have an American residence. You still pay American taxes. So that $32,000 a year ain't shit. But you going over, you didn't got your little stinking passport. Now you going over here to these other countries because you a passport bro, and you basically paying for sex exchanges and you balling out of control. But you coming back home broke to roaches. Just make it make sense, people.
And an itch.
I'm not. Wait, what?
Did you say an itch?
Yeah, and an itch. You coming back with that and an itch, because honey, what you do, somebody else done did while you thinking you knew to over there to them third worlds. Trust and believe. How did you think they start over there? You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. You ain't new. You look. You just now getting a passport, bro. They've been had passports, bro.
Right.
So with that being said, you got
I
to
was
think
born
about
with a passport.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, say that. With the passport. Mama was military. But minus that, you got to understand as well, what is the highest HIV? Who has the highest HIV and AIDS rate? It's a third world. It's third world. So you got to be very careful when you when you taking your ass somewhere, thinking you balling out of control. Next thing you know, it you itching and you getting thinner, like the movie Stephen King. And you be trying to figure out why, because you was over there being a barber bro. I mean, being a what do you call that?
What they call themselves, passport bro. That's what they call
Passport
themselves.
bro.
I was like, what? A barber, bro? Wait a minute.
Right, a passport bro.
Don't be throwing the barbers over there in that. Wait, what?
Nah, the passport
No,
bros. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking nobody. I always say everyone should travel far and often.
Yes.
Traveling outside of your zip code and people need to cross some waters. Because one thing that being a military brat did for me that I appreciated more than anything else was it gave me experiences. I was forced to adopt other cultures. You're forced to adapt to other languages. We were thrown in countries and on continents where nobody spoke your language, and they didn't have like we do in America, where you got the English on one side and you got Spanish on the other.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that in other countries.
Translate.
You either speak the language or you're gonna have to figure this out.
Let's say that.
Right, you're just gonna have to figure it out. So for you to be so I don't knock anybody traveling. Everyone should travel. It makes you a lot less racist, or should. It makes you less biased because you're adapting to other cultures if you're open-minded. So it gives you the ability to see how other people live. It gives you the ability to see that and I always say, because if you grow up in this little if you grow up in the same zip code, you never really leave, you stay in the same county for the first 18 years of your life, you're missing out on so much. And you could get stuck in a place like I used to live in Birmingham, Alabama. It is a death trap. Do not go there do not go to Birmingham, Alabama if you have any dreams. But because taxes will eat you alive. The problem is most of the residents in Birmingham, Alabama have only lived in Birmingham, Alabama. So they don't know that that's not normal. They don't know that everyone else ain't paying these kind of taxes y'all paying. So when I left, one of the main reasons why I left is because the sales tax kept going up, and we were already paying crazy tax. We had occupational tax, a serious occupational. If you had a job, you paid the taxes because you got a job. Separate from IRS, separate from state taxes, separate from all that. Tax on groceries. When I left there, it was because sales tax went up to 10.5%. I refused. 10.5. When it got to 10.5, that's when I decided I was leaving. Y'all not gonna tax me to death, and you ain't got nothing to show for it. Where my tax dollars going except for the mayor got new chiclets in his mouth? Because he had them cheek, girl. He had them veneers, honey. That mouth was shining bright. But the roads are jacked up. The property. Another thing, buying a vehicle. So you go get your vehicle registered in Birmingham, Alabama. You go out and buy you a brand new Benz if you want to. That registration, that tag is gonna cost you $700 and up.
For a sticker?
For a sticker. You go buy a piece of property, Birmingham, Alabama. Say you go buy a home, and say the home has been vacant for a year and a half, or whatever, right? So no one paid the tax on it last year because the house was vacant. In order for you to take that property over, they will not hand you the deed to that home until you pay the back property tax. I'm like, hold on. Why would I pay back property taxes for a home before I lived in it? So the state's explanation is they want their money back. I'm like, well, hold on. You took it out of this pocket to put it in this pocket. The state paid the damn state. So who am I paying back again?
The state.
They paid themselves. You didn't lose anything. So how is it that I have to pay back taxes on property that I wasn't living in or did not own or hadn't purchased? But Birmingham, Alabama will eat you alive in taxes. Everybody in Birmingham, Alabama is broke because taxes, but they don't know any better because they've been there all their lives and it's just what they're accustomed to. Because I traveled, I'm like, hold on, this ain't right. I ain't supposed to be getting taxed like this. This is ridiculous. And I could even see if we had decent roads. Roads in Alabama are probably some of the most horrible roads in the country.
Right.
So,
but didn't Jim Crow start down there? Jim Crow law started down in Birmingham.
Yeah, everywhere in the South. Pretty
Right.
much.
Birmingham, Alabama for sure.
Oh, and it's still some places in Alabama melanated folk don't need to be at. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
The
Think
back
about
road.
it. You know what I'm saying? So just think about it. If that's exactly where it started, yes, it grew to the other ones, but it started right there in Birmingham. And of course, it passed on down to the other ones. But I'm just thinking their laws is just pretty much don't care about the melanated. So everybody melanated just need to get up and go.
But they won't, because they're stuck. And they've been doing it all their lives, that everyone is too broke to get out of the rut that they're in. It's a constant cycle of poverty. And that's why I had to go. I'm like, I'm not. Y'all are not taxing me. I make too much money by the hour to bring home this little last paycheck. Y'all ain't taxing me to death. You are not and when I wanted to start a business, I knew for a fact I'm not starting one in Birmingham because it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to just get one off the ground.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I always recommend people should travel because it opens you up to the possibilities that exist. But when you're bragging about going to a third world country where people are outside barefoot sucking on rocks for dinner, balling on a $30,000 a year salary, I just don't know where your idea comes from that you get bragging rights for that. But men are parading around this idea. Oh yeah, passport, bro. I'm fleeing the country. But you still here in America talking about you fleeing the country. Leave. Please leave.
You ain't going no damn where.
Nowhere. Just be talking shit about being a passport, bro. But then the same guys that want to be upset or talk about the women who going over to Dubai to get defecated on. I'm like, but they getting paid for it. Y'all paying other people. Now, don't get me wrong. Ain't nobody finna defecate on me. But they are getting paid for that. And from what I hear, they're getting paid well. But you're tricking your 32,000 salary behind off on something else.
That's why you're
going
to come back.
Paid for, but you want to talk about her? Okay.
Itching and broke.
Yeah, but yeah, we need to break the cycle. That the idea that you can be broke and still think that you're supposed to care more about your physical appearance. And I don't get that. My lights are not going to be off, but I'm worried about my lashes. I'm not going to have an empty refrigerator, but my hair is on fleek. I'm not my check engine light on my car will not be on, but I'm rocking some Louboutins. It make sense, people.
That Louis Vuittons and that Balenciagas.
Girl, and Balenciagas are ugly as hell. They just buying them because of the name. Because Balenciagas are ugly as hell.
And dumbasses can't even spell it.
I'm trying to sell my name. Like Schmuckus.
You're trying to do what?
Sell my name.
What do you mean sell? Oh. Oh, you trying to be a brand.
That part.
But see, that's another thing we don't talk about.
Dang on shoes.
Like, what? Yeah.
Somebody got shoes.
I ain't mad at you. But that's another thing we don't talk about. We don't talk about patents and trademarks and all that. So you got everybody out here now talking about an LLC, but don't none of y'all know nothing about no trademarks. So you got people out here, and this was such a sad story. You got the Boyce Watkins of the world. Boyce Watkins of all people, who somebody else owns your name. Boyce Watkins, of all people, how did you let that happen, sir? How was a disgruntled employee able to basically take everything from you because she bought the trademark to your shit because you didn't trademark it yourself? How are we still making these mistakes? How are we watching the NBA players, the NFL players keep going through these vicious cycles of paternity fraud and child support? How do y'all keep letting them get mixed up with the Brittany Griners of the world? So none of the elders talk to the youngins about, hey, youngster, don't do that. When are we going to start
What
communicating with our
what
people and teaching them something?
what elders? Because the majority, I told you, the majority of these young people right now, the grandparents is young.
Well, yeah, you're right. It is some 30-year-old grandmamas out there.
These grandparents is young, so the elders can't,
And then these dang
teach
on
what you
kids
don't
think they
know.
know it all. So with that being said, it's hard for an elder to get a word in because they always think they can out talk them, out slick them, and out
You just
That's true
have
too.
them.
That's true too.
you can't teach what you don't know.
But they swear up and down them little stink butts. They swear up and down they can.
Ooh, so this next video, this Ray J and Kim K.
What?
Yeah, so there's some claims that Kris Jenner made them reshoot their sex tape and then had them sign some contracts to go along with the reshot sex tapes because she wanted to make sure that Kim K looked her best in this.
Okay.
She had to make sure that, you know,
Had to make sure your daughter looked her best.
it
Right.
was a sex
But
tape
how
gods.
but
Mm.
were any of y'all shocked by this? Because I never didn't think that she wasn't pimping them kids. I never
Hello.
didn't think that.
I said that a long time ago.
I'm glad Ray J finally came out with the story, but I never
Too.
thought that it was anything else. I never thought that her mother wasn't a pimp. Matter of fact, I'm like, y'all need to change the name of that show from Keeping Up with the Kardashians to Pimping the Kids.
What pimping the Kardashians? Hey,
Okay, that's
they
what
was
you need
doing
to
a
name the
whole
show.
lot. They did it, and then they did it to
And
their kids. And then you look how
not
your
just
kids
the kids,
pimp, and you like, oh no, they're
the
perfect.
whole
How? And none of them like themselves. All of them are doing
They
things
don't.
with their body. All of them, including your husband, that was your husband, then turned into a female.
You
All
mean
of
mom, dad?
do something. Yeah, like what are
that
you
part.
doing, ma'am? You have to reevaluate what you're showing and what you're doing and what you're infiltrating. Look what y'all doing to them babies. But also
It's
they do have melanated babies, so they might be okay with, allowing their, kid to be them because now they're melanated.
Well, I heard that Kim said the reason why she went off into law was because she's had melanated babies, and she
Yeah.
knew that there was a potential for
Yep.
them to not fare well in the judicial system.
Yep. You
So
dang
I
on
can
slippy.
respect that if she did it for that reason. I can respect that. But everything else. So when her and Kanye was going through their little bout about the kids, and everybody was jumping on her side and wanting to shun Kanye, talking about I was
Not
like,
at all.
Kanye
Y'all
ain't
both
as crazy as y'all act like he is. And if you're saying that women were screaming that he doesn't respect Kim, so why should he get to be around the kids?
Hell,
First of
Kim
all,
don't respect
ma'am,
herself.
your respect has nothing to do with the love of those kids. There's never been an accusation about him and those kids. There ain't never been no report of him causing those kids no harm. There's never been an issue. Nobody's ever reported any ill or anything like that when it comes to him fathering those kids. And then you want to talk about he's mentally ill. Okay, he had mental issues when she met him. That wasn't a secret.
Before she
So you
met him.
don't get to date somebody, marry somebody, have babies by somebody that the whole time they have mental illness, but when the divorce comes, oh, all of a sudden they can't see their kids because of mental illness. Well, mental illness wasn't a problem when you was living in the house and he was raising the kids.
Wasn't a
So, but
problem
it's
when
a
he was
problem
sleeping with you.
now.
Wasn't a problem when you was making babies with him. Wasn't a problem
Okay,
then. So now all of a sudden now don't make it a problem, boo boo kitty. Go on
Everybody
here.
always makes it a problem after the fact. Baby
Exactly. Go
daddy
on
always,
here.
the baby daddy always ain't shit. He always ain't no good, or he always trash. And
No, not always, but if that's how they act, then that's
what
what
I'm
it
but
is.
that's
saying
how they
is
act.
that's what they say. After he's gone, he's always a no good. Always a deadbeat.
Right.
Right.
But guess what? In this video, that shows who's a deadbeat and who
Right,
shouldn't be
but you
doing
were
what.
right, Nisi. That was one of the things I said when everybody was picking their side of the fight, and most women was over there on the Kim, yay Kim, yay Kim. And I said, you
Mhm.
know what, y'all want to sit up here and talk about mental illness? Let's talk about mental illness, because the only thing that you're saying that makes Kanye crazy is the fact that he said slavery was a choice, and from what I'm seeing, some of it was a choice.
To a
But
certain
and then
extent.
because he got on social media crying about not being invited to his child's birthday. So if that's what y'all using to say that this man is crazy, blah, 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 he shouldn't be around his kids. I'm like, okay, well, let's break down the real mental illness because he does have a mental illness condition. I said, but let's break that down. Take take Kanye and take Kim. Kim Kardashian and her entire family have gone through some form of plastic surgery, some form of body regeneration or body rebuilding, touching up. They basically build the bear or build the body, right? So
Right.
when we were growing up, wasn't bulimia and all of those things? Those are illnesses, right? That
Mhm.
derive from some kind of psychological issue with you and your acceptance of your body or thinking something is wrong, not being accepted you, and they classify that as a mental illness.
Mhm.
So if bulimia is a mental illness, right? Then and you're living in a household where every single individual has had some form of plastic reconstructive whatever procedures done, how is that not any different?
I
So
mean,
nobody in this family is accepting of themselves. Nobody in this family thinks that they were good enough the way they were born. Everyone in this family is a fake plastic version of their selves. But that's not mental illness to you. For a whole household to go through medical procedures to look a certain way, you don't think that's mental illness? How is that not mental illness? And how is that not a silent form of fat shaming?
Sister.
mm, 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 mm.
You good, Rox?
Yep.
I know that's right. Now, wait. That was good. Go ahead, play it, sis. But Poppy was good. Say that right, Poppy. That is true. I mean, he is
I don't
mental. He
know
has mental health
what
issues.
No, I agree with that. But you can't say
you
that the
think this
Kardashian
is,
crew ain't mental either.
but you have with the wrong person. Period. You have with the wrong black person. Period. With the wrong black man. Oh no, you done the wrong one. I was just gonna handle this legally, right? And just hit you in court and just get what I'm deserved from all of y'all being foul and trying to defame me, trying to make me look bad. When you know what's up, in 1 hour, I'm having them send everything I got. We going through receipts tonight, Chris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim. Everything that I got, I'm gonna let them see. And it ain't nothing.
I'm with it. Pull the receipts out.
Pull them receipts out. Made them reshoot their sex tape. Make sure she look good. Give her daughter a better look. Apparently, she just jumped in
I
and was
don't think she
looking.
made them reshoot it. I don't think that's what happened. I think what happened was that there were multiple sex tape, and I don't know if this is true, but I really don't think she made them reshoot a tape. I think that there were multiple or maybe two or three versions of a sex tape, and she watched them and picked which one made her daughter look good. But I don't think she watched one and said, this one ain't working. Her leg ain't cocked up right. Oh, you got hair in your booty hole. I don't think that's what happened and she made them reshoot. I think that
Oh
there
yeah,
were tapes in existence, and then she watched them and picked which one made her daughter look best. And
yeah.
as
Nah,
a as a
she
mother,
watched them reshoot that. She made them reshoot that video. She watched that video, looked at it, realized that her daughter was in there with that ugly face that people be making after they getting ready to come,
but how do you
and
watch
she
your
ain't
child?
want her daughter looking
Roxy,
like a
how do you
little
watch your
gorilla.
child's sex tape? How? Even if I was a porn star. And I could be the most famous porn star on the planet. Like I could be like in every magazine. I'm getting all the interviews. I'm the Ron Jeremy of the porn industry, right? Even then, my mother is not watching my porno. How do you watch your child? How do you sit on the couch, get your remote control out, get your bag of popcorn, and sit in here, pause frame? I don't like the way that looks. No, you need to shave again. How do you critique your child's sex tape?
Nah.
As a madam,
She
you
wasn't
ain't
moaning.
gonna find a problem doing that. As a madam, you ain't gonna find a problem doing that.
That's crazy though, because no, I'm finding a problem with going in the bathroom after a certain age. I'm not trying to do none of that. None of that.
As a madam, she found no problem doing that. You gotta understand. She makes
You're right.
money off her kids. I don't know what she do besides collect some men.
Marry money. That's what she does. Marry money.
You collect men to make sure you got your pockets fat, but then you gotta, have your kids with the best of life. Unfortunately, I don't even want to say unfortunately, because he was one of them too. He went from a man to a female, so that's just everybody. He felt more comfortable with a whole bunch of women because he just felt comfortable being a woman, being around them, seeing them. He enjoyed it. So, everybody in the family changed. And I'm happy Ray J finally said something about this, though, because this makes sense.
You know what I'm happy about? Ray J about the only one that has been sexually involved with a Kardashian that ain't ended up on drugs, half crazy in a mental institution, or had a sex change. All the men that date these Kardashians, they be jacked up at the end of them relationship. I'm like, what kind of voodoo coochie do you women have?
I ain't gonna say all that. Look at him. Look at the video.
I'm about to say
Kim Kardashian got her handwriting and her fingerprints all over my contract.
He just drunk, but Ray J living his best life.
When you look at my signature and you look at her signature on my deliverables, that say sex tape number 1, sex tape number 2, and guess what? The third sex tape or the second they've been trying to play me on, it called Santa Barbara Sex. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey, we're going to go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all go do. But you watched it and made a decision. And then you get on whatever show you was on and take a lie detector test with a fraud.
Well,
pimping ain't easy.
I can't. I refuse. He got a couple of other ones. Hold on.
It's so crazy because Kanye can put up everybody text messages that he talked to, right? And then like us to do it and everybody will be mad. But get his the glory. Fuck that glory. Let's talk about it, dog. Y'all can hate me all you want. I'm doing this for my kids. I got nothing to lose for my kids. Check it out. So I'm assuming you know the full story. This is me being honest of 05, right? How it happened. I'm trying to be super cool. I just want my name to be clear. I'm here for peace and happiness for my kids' future. That's all I care about. This and that's all I get. But let's put it all to rest, bro. I'm in the hospital. God wants this to happen. Absolutely. Let's hop on when you get out the hospital. Listen, I'm gonna be here for a week getting over pneumonia. I'm sober and I'm honest in here, all by myself. And then keep going. Much love, yada yada yada. All that shit. Is it too late to call? Yeah, nigga. I'm up whenever. Keep going. Let me know when. Keep going. Like we got all night for this because.
And he had time today. Ray J said, I got time today.
Ninja had time today to run.
Okay.
We're going to go on and talk about it real quick, real fast. Last one.
You want to see the sex tape contract? There go the sex tape contract. There it is. There's the whole thing, right? That's my handwriting. That's it, right? This is the sex tape full contract. So that's my handwriting. Here's what happens. Kim is rushing me. Her mom's rushing me. Let's get this done. Come on, let's get it signed. Kim's with me while I'm signing my contract. She's like, hurry up, babe. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and help you. I'm going to sign your deliverables for you so you can just rush it through. So Kim signs the deliverables, exactly what we about to sell to Vivid. It's her signature. I mean, it's her handwriting. Giving Steve giving him the right to sell it. Like, here's the deliverables, and look who signed my deliverables and was in the room. Look who was in the room with me. Look who wrote exactly.
Well,
I think there's another one. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I
That was
think
all
there's some more
three of them.
videos. I think there are some more videos though. But yeah, Ray J said I got time today.
Yeah, like don't keep
yeah,
playing with people. Like you always want to dog people out and want to make yourself look bigger and higher than. No, it will the truth shall set you free. What is in the dark shall come to the light, buddy.
yeah,
And that's just how the cookie crumbles, period.
Right. But
yeah,
nobody can be surprised about this. One of the things that always bothered me about Kim was, you remember there was an era where every 2 or 3 or 6 months she was popping up half naked on the cover of a magazine, right? Kim poses nude, Kim exposes a breast, Kim
That's when
exposes a butt cheek.
that was when she was married to
What
him.
what I didn't understand was, how is this news? The entire world has seen the inside of this woman's vajayjay. So why is her exposing a nipple news? I done seen this woman in the crate. I've seen your bedroom activities, ma'am. This is nothing new. You
Right.
exposing a nipple should not be front page news. They just did another article where she was doing some interview and she had her pants pulled down like right up under her butt or whatever. So her butt cheeks out. You got kids now. You just talked about how one of the kids found out that you had a sex tape. They was playing on one of those apps or something on the phone, and somebody had brought that up. So you just go through this so-called emotional drama where you got Kanye calling Ray J trying to get that Santa Barbara tape that he's talking about, trying to get that third tape. So if you're crying about, oh my God, I don't want my kids to find out about this. I don't want to be tormented for the rest of my life for a mistake or what I did when I was young. I get that part, but you're still doing the same stuff. How are you still posing half nude? You have babies to raise, but you talking about you worried about the sex tape being leaked? How?
Hell, I ain't even worried about the fact that you talking about I mean, you posing nude. Okay, fine. But at the end of the day, the kids, people's other kids, it's not even like, dude, you can't even think about your kids no more. Everybody done seen you.
right.
Everybody done seen you.
All up in you.
Yeah, multiple generations,
Okay.
multiple people. It's very difficult for you to try to hide the disrespect that you did on yourself or the disrespect you allowed to happen to you, to have a sex tape that you could have probably just been cute and did something different, but you had to use your body in a whole nother way. But then you want to call the young ladies out here that's doing it. Oh, they can't be a Kim now because you did something different because you put it on tape. Now they got to, now there's little girls out here like, oh, well, now I got to do tape. No, you don't. But that's what she's teaching them. That's what they teaching them, to blow up their lips. Okay, first of all, young Black women, we have already had lips, or we have them. We don't need to make them no bigger. Ones that don't have them need to make them bigger, so they think. Let them do that. Melanated and anemic people choose to do that with their lips. Let them do that. You don't have to be part of it. Yes, I said melanated and anemic. That's what they are. Melanated, anemic people.
Don't do that with y'all lips, okay? Don't do that thing y'all be doing with them lips. That's not a good
Girl,
look.
I'm tired of the duck mouths. I'm like, y'all look like idiots. Y'all look like you
But you
walking
got
around
it
with a
from
whole pack of
them.
hot dogs on your face. That looks stupid.
And then you got, our stars also changing their faces, looking like, what the hell? Because you keep wanting to get injections and fixer-uppers and tighteners and all that to your face.
And you know what's funny about that, Niecy? So one of the Kardashian girls, I don't remember if it was Kylie, one of the younger ones, right? A couple of years ago, there was a report that she became the youngest billionaire, blah, 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 with her makeup line. What was funny about it is her makeup line includes a lip plumping lipstick. I'm like, so hold on. So you mean to tell me we made her rich by buying a lipstick that promotes it plumps your lips when everybody on the planet knows that she's had lip injections? So
Exactly.
you know for a fact,
Exactly.
right? You know for a fact that her lips look like that because of injections. But all y'all went out and made this woman rich selling a lip plumping lipstick that had nothing to do with the fact that her lips were that plump.
On top of that,
I don't get it.
On top of that,
Where's
remember
the logic?
she had the kids messing up their lips because she had them sucking their lips up in a cup. Remember, it was like a TikTok or something. It was on.
You know where they get that from?
Her mama?
No.
Oh, okay.
So
oh, you get it from her mama? I'm like, you get it from your mama. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
A cup, putting your lips on, like they suck their lips inside the cup, like you
okay.
allow your lips
But
to
hold on. Before that came out, you know there was a pee pump, right?
Oh, well, yeah. They have those. That's normal for them.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where that came from. So instead of
a penis pumper,
it's not for a penis, for a woman.
Yes, a lip plump.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So they have one of those, and all it does is bring all the blood to the surface, so it swells everything. So that's all they were. That's part of what they were doing with their lips, is they were swelling them by rushing all the blood to that particular area. But like I said, how are we so ignorant to the point that we made somebody a billionaire off selling lip pumping lipstick when you know for a fact they had lip injections? How did we do that? How did we run out to buy that lipstick? How are we this stupid with consumerism?
It's the brand. She sold her name.
Exactly.
That's the part.
What's her name?
You too can have lips like Chloe.
Kylie.
Whatever.
Was it Kylie? I think it was Kylie. I think it was Kylie. It was one of them younger ones.
Baby daddy with the one guy, the black baby daddy.
Which one of them? It ain't but one of them ain't got a black baby daddy. Only one of them got a white baby daddy. And he coked out on drugs too.
Yeah, remember he was abusive. He was verbally abusive to her.
Girl, that's not what I see. I see her being abusive to him.
No, she was a punk.
That ain't what I see. That is not what I see. She talked to that man any kind of way, and that's why he be on them drinking bitches and always be out partying, because he don't want to be at home. And I don't blame him. Every man that dates those women,
because of that woman, because of them women, because them 3 women, because of them one.
Hold on. Even if you want to talk about he got other women,
because of Kardashians. That's why he didn't want to be there, because the Kardashians was always in their shit.
That's what I'm saying. Every man that ends up in a relationship with one of those women, walks out of that relationship screwed the hell up. Mentally, on drugs, in insane asylums, they end up all over the place. Ray J the only one that ends up in an institution or had a sex change.
He did go through a mental breakdown for a second. He went on a drink.
But that wasn't because of her. That ain't had nothing to do with her. That ain't had nothing to do with Kim Kardashian or none of the Kardashians.
No, I just think it was stress of life and how he wasn't moving as much as he was.
Yeah, but she was long out the picture when that happened. So that it's like I said, he's the only one that wasn't mentally impacted by that family. Right. But every other man, they come out of there screwed up. And I don't understand how men what man with a half a brain, why would you want to date a Kardashian? Why? You see the results of dating a Kardashian.
They bodies in that money, man. Stop playing.
Girl, everybody buying bodies now. Shit, you can get a build a body on every corner in America now. White women, Mexican, everybody buying a body now. Everybody got a BBL.
Not me. I can't afford it. I'm cool.
I don't want one.
Even if I can.
If the Lord wanted me to have a coffee table behind, he'd have gave me one.
Right. You said everybody got one. No, not everybody. That ain't nothing common for, I like my scratch. Look, I like my scratch marks.
Listen.
My scratch marks.
If I didn't collect it along the way with these 7 kids, I'm not going to have it.
My tiger stripes. I like my tiger stripes.
Not happening. All right. I'm not going to go tucked. I'm not going to get it squoze when I decide I'm going to push away from the table. But I'm going to do.
You ain't doing none of that. Push.
None of that. No.
Moving, shifting, changing, rearranging.
You better take this handful, stick it in your mouth, and be satisfied. That's all I can say.
But you know what, Roxy? I understand that probably everybody on the planet, men, women alike, have looked in the mirror and there's something about them that they wish was different. Maybe you wish your hair was longer, this bump wasn't here, this discoloration wasn't here, my skin complexion was even. Everybody can look in the mirror and critique themselves and wish something was different, wish their boobs were a little higher, their feet weren't so big, whatever the case may be. And I get that. But at what point in time are we going to take physical responsibility and accountability and try to change the things that we can? And for the things that we can't, for you to just be running out having procedures. For me, I can point out all of my flaws, but I'm afraid to go up under a knife. I ain't going on. It's a rare thing that you're going to get me to go under knife for a procedure that is needed. It's going to have to be some dire consequences for me to go up under knife, because I don't trust y'all like that. I don't want to be cut open on a doctor's table if I can avoid it. I'm definitely not doing this for likes and giggles and a social media page. I'm not going under the knife for y'all.
They don't mind. They
I'm
believe
not doing it.
I'll fix
You are
them.
not cutting me open, injecting. You're not doing none of that. And then you got the women that, so now y'all seeing all the BBLs gone bad. You got women out there that then got concrete cement injected in they hind part. Can't walk now. Because y'all want to run down to a third world country where people sucking on rocks for dinner and pay $3,000 less for a BBL.
You see that?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Actually, went to
I
jail.
need you to be able to bite into it without it busting in half. I can't. No.
Right. Because there are some stories of girls who had they bubbles busted during sex.
Yeah, see, I ain't none of that.
That's
Could you
so
imagine
crazy.
could you imagine being head first, getting some, and the next thing you know, it just busts on your face? Like, as a guy, how do you come back from that? Is it a specialized kind of air? Like, is it just an extra bubble fart? Or does it block?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of parts they have to have. I don't know what all the different procedures are. All I know is that the BBL is supposed to be an actual transfer of fat. And I get it. So people think that that's safer because it's just fat. You don't have to worry about your body rejecting it because it's your fat. But what people don't realize, it's still fat. So you've taken the 10 pounds off your stomach and your arms and your thighs and you put it in your ass. Baby, when you turn 65, what do you think gonna happen to them 10 pounds of ass you got? It's all fat. It's all going down south.
But your body can
So,
absorb the
right.
fat that you
So,
put in there anyway.
So when you're 75, your booty cheeks gonna be hanging down to the back of your knees. You're gonna have to roll them up into your panties.
Roll it. Baby, help start rolling that booty up here. Start rolling it up. Come on, baby.
Fat and gravity is going to take a hold at some point in time. It's still fat.
Minus that, it's not necessarily thinking. I mean, just because you have it, right? If you don't continue to shape it, guess what it will do?
Right, it's gonna drop.
If you don't sit there and then on top of that, yes, they may say your body, of course, it's not going to reject it because it is your fat, but your fat can what? It can go down.
It can shift, right?
It can still
right.
shift. So with that being said, just because you put that motherfucker in that spot this year, 2 years down the line, that motherfucker moved over to the left, slid down to the right. You know what I'm saying? You got to pick it up and, like she said, roll it up and put it in your underwears. Put it in your bra.
Man, I don't know what these women gonna look like when they in their 70s. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be on the porch with my popcorn watching all the sagging booties walk by. And I'm gonna be too tickled.
Before they even make it to 70. If you don't have the money to take care of that, don't do that. Because it's
if you're not working out.
You're walking around here with holes in their back, looking crazy.
Right. Right.
With silicone oozing out the back of their dress. It's not okay.
Did she say?
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't. I get it. We all have things that we want to change about ourselves, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Listen. So speaking on changing things about ourselves, this last little clip that we got to view had this girl stressed out debating on whether or not she was gonna change her complexion.
Who?
I think you might have to click on them because I think it's a bunch of different little what you call it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the Little Mermaid movie or whatever that they remade, and I heard it was great. And I'm gonna have to go support, not because I want to watch the cartoon, but because of how people have responded. I'm gonna go support just to piss y'all off because I
I'm
cannot
going to
believe.
support. I
You
want to
want to
watch
watch
it.
the cartoon, period.
I
I
want to
mean,
watch
I'm probably
it.
gonna watch it too because I love a cartoon.
Yeah.
However, cartoons sometimes have better messages than adult movies, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna support just because of how the other community responded, and I could not believe the level of hatred that spewed out of some of these people's mouths over a cartoon character that doesn't exist.
Oh well, I'm gonna tell you. So Disney is just as real as the poodle that's sitting on their couch in their lap. Okay, because they take these characters seriously.
That's
And for
why
you to be talking
Disney.
about now, y'all done already changed. Y'all done already said that Jesus was brown. So now y'all trying to take.
Girl,
So now y'all in that
bronze
area.
skin, hair of wool. And I don't know who that blonde hair, blue eyed, that straight blonde hair, blue eyed man y'all got sitting up in everybody's church that black women is praising to. I don't know who that man is, because that ain't who y'all described in the Bible.
Listen,
Who they?
the struggle.
Hit the button.
Comments. Some of these comments.
Huh?
So
I don't even think those comments are bad. I think it's the actual postings that are bad, and people were commenting on the postings.
yeah, they were commenting on the post.
Now look at this shit. How
Blackface.
you put on blackface to watch a mermaid cartoon? How?
Goofy.
Because ignorance.
How you this old and this immature? But America's not racist, right?
America.
America ain't racist, but we putting on blackface to watch a kid movie, a freaking cartoon about a sea creature that doesn't exist today.
Because they ignorant.
For no reason at all. Okay? For no reason at all. Boycotting this girl because she's the chocolate version of the Little Mermaid. Did you see this one?
Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt. When I saw that one, my heart kind of sank a little bit. I'm like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
But America's not racist, right?
Ignorant as, yes, they are. Ignorant as.
Now, according to Biden and Kamala Harris, America is not a racist country. That's what the president and the vice president said on day 100. America is not a racist country. So
Yes.
when we got back, they ran a whole campaign on racial disparities in America. As soon as we started asking, okay, what y'all gonna do? All of a sudden, oh, we never said defund the police. America's not racist. Baby, what America are you talking about? Because this shit right here is racist as hell.
Definitely.
How you put shackles on a cartoon character?
Trifling.
Ignorant. I'm sorry, I keep saying it too. I'm trying
But
to find
America's not racist.
this.
Trifling. You see the new Ariel was gonna be hoarding fried chicken and macaroni salad in her trove.
Ignorant asses.
Cartoon. It's a freaking cartoon. But hold on. But nobody got mad. White folks done played Africans, they done played Egyptians, they done played Indians, they done played Mexicans, they done played everything under the doggone sun.
Yep.
So how all of a sudden you mad? Because a fake character, a cartoon character, was displayed with brown skin.
Ignorant ass people. Damn, why they do her like that? No, that's just disrespectful.
Don't make me laugh, niece, because I ain't trying to laugh.
No,
I'm not trying to laugh because this is disrespectful.
I mean, yes, it's funny, but it's still disrespectful as hell. The fact that they come up with just stupid shit like this is, you know what I'm saying, is beyond me. But I'm trying to call them melanated anemic people. But this right here, this is some bullshit. This is just racist. This is racist as fuck, period.
I just realized what you were saying when you said melanated anemic.
Oh, yeah, that's what, listen, I told y'all who I've been paying attention to lately.
Oh, see, I just call them saltines. That's y'all just some saltines.
See, and my thing is, you know, to keep it all cordial and respectful.
Saltines is respectful.
Yeah.
You pale and bitter.
You know, okay, to each his own, sis, to each his own, but I'm your
You pale and bitter. These folks are saltines.
Wonderful.
I just, been on my Jane Elliott stuff lately. So, yeah.
You're just a little wonderful. I don't think it's gonna let me play these last ones that's inside of here because when I click it, it keeps taking me back to the same one and it won't. Okay, here we go. I'm like, it won't give me the option to
Try to go back to it and try to click on the arrow. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Poppy, stop all that complaining.
Oh, that's see.
We love you.
Now that's some bull right there.
Hold on,
But
wait.
but if black women keep wanting to be strong and independent,
These silly hoes.
I mean, it's disrespectful as hell. But black women did that to themselves.
Ladies.
But it is very disrespectful. But yeah, the white community showed up and showed out about a black mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what it said though? Ariel knew her daddy.
Haters.
So that's why Ariel can't be black, because black kids don't know who their daddies are.
That's what they
But
say. My daddy is.
But America's not racist, right? I know who my daddy is too. I'm DNA certified. I know exactly who my dad. I'm DNA certified. Both my parents DNA certified.
I am DNA certified.
Listen.
Somebody show Poppy some love.
That's what I just said. He better stop acting like that, like people don't love him.
Okay.
I ain't hugging kisses, bro. He need that TLC. That's what he complained about. He needs some TLC. Reach out. We love you. And
Right,
world
but yeah,
class. And
it
all
was
our
so-
other men. Where my bro at? I don't even see him in here. Bro.
Do you see this
I
shizzle?
love you too.
I ain't even see this one.
Do you see
Damn, why they do her hair with a pack of Newports for
Now
real?
look, now this ain't supposed to be funny, but why she up there looking? This ain't supposed to be funny, but why she up there looking like Jada Pinkett?
She gonna be on there. Hey, you better stop for we'll come up on here and start slapping people.
I couldn't have been no Chris Rock, baby. We'd have been brawling in that. We'd have been brawling. I wish you would come and put your hands on me, because I called your scallywag on the bald headed. I wish you would,
bro. Oh my bad. There you go, right there. See?
1.6 million dislikes on YouTube.
Right? How? So 1.6 million wonderful people, saltines, then came up here and gave this thing a thumbs down, a dislike. But America's not racist.
Said her hair wasn't red enough. She didn't look like it. Just all kind of stuff.
But America's not racist.
Sure.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. We are all coming from the same place.
Right. But I was glad
mix self together.
What I was glad, did y'all see any of the rebuttals that the melanated community came back with? There were two that stood out to me. One of them was, if y'all upset about a Little Mermaid being black, then wait till y'all see Jesus. And I said, well, baby, ain't none of these saltines finna meet Jesus. They all headed down south in the afterlife. These folks here ain't going to no pearly gates. That ain't happening. They ain't going to no doggone pearly gates. But the best one was somebody said, so y'all drowned all those black bodies during the slave trade, and y'all surprised that a mermaid black?
That part, I seen that like, oh.
That part. Right. Y'all got 20,000 plus bodies during the slave trade that you just threw overboard, and you surprised that a mermaid black?
That's tough.
Crazy. But America's not racist.
Yeah, they ain't about to have it now with they Disney princesses. Okay.
They got one.
But you know what though? For what Disney stands for, I don't want to see us represented, because y'all stand for sex and human trafficking. I don't want us to be represented over there. I wouldn't have no problem with them removing brown faces, because y'all did y'all hear about 160 Disney employees and teachers were arrested in a sex trafficking ring?
Yes, I did hear about that. That blew my
So
mind.
as far as I'm concerned, you can remove the brown skin representation because I don't represent that. I don't stand for that. I don't support that. I'll never take a child to a Disney World, a Disney Park, a Disneyland, ever. Y'all
No,
can keep
that's
that
the
pedophile.
thing.
Y'all can keep that pedophile over there in Florida.
You know that's what we were supporting. Of course, we're supporting the fact that the kids love, watching Disney. I mean, everyone likes cartoons. Well, everyone,
You can watch cartoons without supporting Disney. My household, I ain't trying to support no Disney in my house. I'm not. The reason why I don't want to support Disney is because every DVD you buy, every ticket purchase, all of that funds their backdoor operations. I'm not funding your backdoor sex trafficking operations. I refuse. So I'm sorry. My kids just gonna have to be upset that we ain't watching no Disney movies around here. Because I'm not supporting none of that. I'm not gonna help you fund sex trafficking. I'm not doing it. Because when 160 employees get fired for sex trafficking, that's not an issue of 160 employees. That's an issue of the corporation. Because 160 employees just didn't decide to go against the grain.
That's the issue of the dang church. Then that's the issue of the damn Catholic Church. Then that's the issue of the motherfucking whole. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue of a whole lot of motherfuckers nowadays. Then
Yeah.
you damn motherfuckers got to stop going to church then, because it's an issue in the churches and not or Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? So they need to stop supporting them. Them motherfuckers better stop supporting Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and all that, right? That's what you're saying, because it's a problem with them motherfuckers too, right?
Oh yeah, the Boy Scouts. Oh yeah, Boy Scouts is they still running commercials about if you've been taken advantage of or molested in the Boy Scouts, you can still call that number.
Yeah, but they still got Boy Scouts.
Really? I didn't know that.
Still got Girl Scouts. You still got
I knew they still had Girl Scouts. I didn't know they still had Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boy Scouts infamous for that too. Infamous.
Hell,
so yeah, that's why I can't support it.
Go away camp, right? Then you would start thinking any go away camps when they take the kids for a couple weeks.
Okay.
I'm just saying, after that you start thinking, well, damn, don't y'all take the kids on the whole summer? Y'all take the kids, you go out there, you leave your kid out there, you pull off in your limo, and then you fly somewhere, and then your kid just texting you or emailing you or whatever back and forth, because that's just how y'all talk.
Yeah, nah. I can't do it. I just can't. I'm not with all the nonsense. But yeah, but they showed up and they showed out. When you got the 1.6 million views or people literally thumbs down and disliking and making the remarks that they made, it was the memes that they created. It was the energy that was put behind the disrespectful, racist antics.
Which makes you think that they are Disney people that just made those anyways, because look how they were. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't.
Them wonderful folks. Them wonderful folks was upset.
You know what I'm saying? Look how nice it was how they did it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't janky made how they recreated these. It ain't janky looking. Yeah. It's not janky looking the way that they put them. You know what I'm saying? They actually did creative work to do that. Makes me think of some of the people that you just said. From the Disney.
And a lot of people do. A lot of people do, Poppy. Hell, my parents took us to Disney World when we was kids. I ain't never been back, but I would never go because knowing what I know now, I'm not fattening your pockets so that you could pay for your backdoor operations. I'm not doing that. I'm not contributing to none of that. Because if the Black community can stand up and decide to ban R. Kelly, you got the Black community talking about we lock up R. Kelly. We need the radio station to stop playing his music. But y'all supporting Disney World and they arrested 160 employees for sex trafficking. But y'all got an issue with R. Kelly. And all those women was volunteers.
You don't know none, no soul of them.
Well, wait. Okay. Side note: did y'all see the documentary that they just did on Bill Cosby?
No, I didn't know they had one. You know, I gotta watch it.
Oh my God, dude!
The one like, do we really know him?
Are you serious?
When I tell you, I was in there like, okay, wait. At first, I'm like, okay, so it's just two wonderful ladies. I'm thinking they got the story mixed up. Then it got to like wonderful lady number 50. I'm like, what the? And they all got the same story. He got me drugged up and then put his penis in my mouth.
Hold on. So I've only heard like two stories of the women or the accusers, I'll say. And the ones I heard, what I heard was He offered me a, because it was Bill Cosby, I took it. So why is this man behind bars? Because you stupid. Because a doctor, a trained, educated physician cannot prescribe me medication without me looking up the side effects and determining whether or not I want to deal with those side effects or pump my body full of this trash, because a lot of those pills are trash. You're poisoning your insides. So my mama can't walk in a room. My mother, I trust this woman with every ounce of my being, cannot walk in a room and hand me a pill without me saying, what the hell is that and what is it for? So how you, just because it's Bill Cosby, you voluntarily, he offered you a pill. Offered means, do you want? Your dumb behind said yes, and now this man behind bars because you because you a groupie. Because that's all it was. You accepted because
Exactly.
you were a
Thank
groupie.
you. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. They were
He's
grouping
behind bars
women.
because he ejaculated on their face and put them
But they
out.
groupies.
But my thing
But
is,
you
I
were
can't
groupie.
ejaculate on your face if you don't allow me to. If you're not there, you didn't.
Okay,
Not
okay,
you never.
okay. So hold on. Let's talk about that act, Roxy. Let's talk about that act.
Brought
So
you
we're
here.
not talking about forced sexual act, right? So now for me, a forced sexual
Yeah, no,
act.
that's what they're saying. They're saying that he raped them.
No,
That's
no, 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 no. Hold on. But we're talking about the fellatio, right? Is that what it's called? Is it fellatio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about fellatio, right? So let's say you have a situation where there's some aggressive or forced sexual interaction. Now, unless you're tying me down and you're entering me vaginally, to me that's the only way, or
The other
the
way,
other
right?
down there. To me, that's the only way you can even almost halfway get that off. There is not a soul on this planet that can put their Johnson in my mouth if I don't want it there without you coming back with a nub.
that part.
I can guarantee you that.
Exactly.
So
That's what I was doing.
any woman that claims sexual aggression when fellatio was, I'm like, hold on. So you didn't want it there. He put it there. You have your teeth and he pulled out with his intact. How?
He
I
pulled
wish
out
you
with
would.
dripping. Okay,
I
that's
wish you would.
he did. They didn't stop him. They decided that's what they were going to do, and they went ahead and gave that man some head, and then some of them went on ahead and slept with him after the fact.
Exactly.
It was
So
about
groupie tendencies in this man behind bars because you a groupie. You
Because
don't know how to stay away from men. And that's another thing. Women, if you don't, well, those women apparently had intentions, but there are so many women who claim like the whole the what was it, the Robin Givens story, or what was the chick that went to the Mike Tyson's hotel room?
Desiree. What was her last name? I don't know. Desiree Goofy.
I don't remember her. Yeah,
2:00 in the morning.
right.
1:00 in the morning. You knew what you was coming for.
So if you, right, but for you to say, oh well, I didn't know, or I didn't have no plan. First of all, you don't have no. Any woman that has no plans on engaging in a sexual relationship with a man, you ain't got no business being at that man's house after hours. Just like when the New York, the mayor, I can't think of his name right now, when he was going through all that nonsense about the girls accusing him or whatever.
Cuomo.
Yeah, Cuomo. One of the girls actually said that they were at a business meeting at 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock at night at his house. I said, okay, now hold on. I work in corporate America. There are some times that we have late meetings, but you know where those late meetings are held? I'm in my home and we're on a Zoom meeting. We can go out to a public setting for a business meeting. What we will not do in business is be at your house at 9 o'clock at night. That's what we're not going to do.
Yeah.
As a woman, I am not going over to a man's house who does not have a wife, who is not having a party by myself after the sun goes down if I don't have any intentions on sleeping with that man.
A lot of times women are putting themselves in messed up situations where you
All day.
you already know that you shouldn't be. You hear it already told to yourself. You hear yourself talking to yourself like, "Ooh, I shouldn't even do this," but yet you're doing it. So at the end of the day, who should you be mad at for putting yourself in that predicament?
Right.
Stop putting yourself in situations where you might have to do something you don't want to do, you didn't want to do, you didn't. Keep your ass at home. Make sense of shit. Have a buddy partner system for all I give a damn, but you cannot say that you did not know that wasn't going to go down at that man's house, at his spot.
But Anisi, it might not go down, but the speculation should always be there. He might not have any intentions. He might have had intentions and it just didn't happen tonight. But the speculation when the sun goes down should be there that there's the potential.
Exactly.
That part. But wait, so could you see the message in the chat where it say that he didn't gave her some head for 15 minutes? Now, I don't know nobody to just
Right. Right. That's why I said these women ain't the victims. They play victim on TV. That's it. Y'all is playing victim on TV. But when you showed up at a man's hotel room at 2:00 in the morning, baby, you opened yourself up to whatever went down that day. Because you didn't have no business at a strange man's hotel room. You don't have no business at a hotel room of a man you know if you don't have no intention on sleeping with him at 2:00 in the morning. No business. Ain't nothing in the hotel room but a bed and a shower. What you think going down in the hotel room?
right.
It's a bed and a shower. Everything in there involves you being naked. Bed, shower. That's it.
Yeah. Out of
But
control.
where you found that doc at? What was it on? Because you know I gotta go. You know I like my docs. Yeah, I gotta go watch that.
Wow. Keela, do you remember what that document was on?
I want to say it was on the Smithsonian, but I'm not for sure.
I'm over here like, was that Netflix?
It couldn't have been on. It couldn't have been on Netflix. I'd have seen that. My docs on Netflix stay on. It couldn't have been on Netflix.
I'm trying to think because I watch all kinds. I'm not even gonna hold you up. I watch Netflix, Hulu. It could have. I want to say if it wasn't Netflix, then it was probably Hulu because I don't recall it. That wasn't HBO.
I'll go check it out. Appreciate that one because I love my little docs. But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch because when I watched the R. Kelly doc, I'm sorry, I didn't see the victims you saw. The victims I saw weren't the ones that he was on trial for. I saw his wife as a victim, and I saw his kids with his wife as a victim because those kids have to grow up with those haunting stories. Those kids have to grow up being teased about who their father is or the allegations about their father. Those women that were stashed up at his place, baby, y'all ain't no doggone victims. Y'all were voluntary servants. And I don't care who get mad about that. All y'all was voluntary. Because what was funny about this story is every single woman, when she decided, okay, this ain't right, she didn't feel like, and like, I shouldn't be doing this. Every last one of them who decided it was time to go, they got up and left with no hesitation, no pushback. They didn't have to bust out no doors. They didn't have to figure out how to get out these handcuffs. They weren't tied to nothing, strapped down. You just walked out the front door. You ain't no victim, ma'am.
Right.
Right, victim, them ones that sitting down there that was in that basement, that was sitting there in them dark rooms with the locked doors and stuff. That's
Right.
a victim. You can't get out. You screaming. That's a victim. You can't, you have no one to help. You ain't got no way out and you soon to be killed. That's the victim. But yeah, a lot of y'all been just whining and crying. And then it kind of make a lot of people that have been in messed up situations that it actually happened to, certain things happen too. It just kind of make them like, well, dang. You got some people that believe them, some people that don't. But I was actually looking at that. It is actually on quite a few different shows. It's on Hulu. I mean,
okay. I got Hulu. I'll catch it on Hulu.
And it's on Showtime, and it's on Paramount, and it's on, you name it, it's pretty much on there. So, yeah.
Oh, we need to talk about Cosby.
Yep. So check it out on Hulu. I am
documentary, 4-part. It's a 4-part
and Showtime.
Okay, appreciate that one. I'll cue that up as soon as we get off of here. That'll be my bedtime story.
That was pretty good. Interesting.
I got you.
Learn about because I had no idea that this man been popping them since the 80s. Like,
yep, and he kind of tells you how the good women was acting back in the day. But I remember him talking about that on like a TV show, like an interview TV show. But my thing is, y'all laughed.
But he was talking about all kinds of stuff, little bitty subliminal stuff that make you think nice about it,
Well, y'all laughed.
It's like with R. Kelly, people was like,
that he had doing that ignition
girls the whole time, but you never knew it. And Bill Cosby had a whole tape about drugs and all kind of stuff that you know, we just never would have paid no attention to. He did kids cartoons and videos. And
Now I knew he did kids cartoon. Cause did Bill Cosby produce the Alberts, the
Fat
Fat
Albert.
Albert?
Fat
Yeah.
Albert. Yeah.
oh yeah.
But you got to understand, Cosby also, he already came out with, he was a comedian. Like he came out on, you know, he was a comedian.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
just, you know, got into all the extra stuff. Okay, the TVs and the cartoons and all. He came out as a comedian. How many comedians we always had a problem with what they said and how they said it or whatever they said? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was an educator. He became a household brand, though. He was, man.
So he still came out first as a comedian. The man said, "Hey, I
Not
was a
just a
comedian."
household brand. He became the dream in the Black community because college
whole Black
admissions in the
household
Black
family.
community went up after the Huxtables.
Yeah, he set a whole nother standard for
Yeah. HBCUs had an uptick after the Huxtables.
Yeah. Because for sure he made it look good, and then he was the reason that we got black stunt doubles, and he definitely created a whole legacy.
Bill Cosby was on them fudge pops.
Legacy.
But and I'm not saying, like I said, I don't take anything away from R. Kelly. I'm not saying that R. Kelly didn't have his illness, but my thing is this: he married Aaliyah when she was underage. It's not like this was a secret. It's not like we didn't know that he wasn't attracted to younger girls. So everything that happened after that, all the girls that got in line after Aaliyah, you voluntary, because this wasn't a secret. It's not like that this story just came out of nowhere. We'd always seen him with women that were of age. Every woman you ever, every girl you ever saw him with was underage. So how are we surprised by this? So I'm not taking anything from him. I'm not saying that he doesn't have his little sickness with the little young girl. What I'm saying is I didn't see the victims that the girls were claiming to be, because you all volunteered. There were women on that documentary that were saying, yeah, I heard about the allegations. I heard the story, but I didn't believe it. You're not going to tell me that about R. Kelly. I was there rooting for him. It was one girl that was at every single trial, court case, everything, with her little picket sign, I support R. Kelly. You end up being at his crib. Baby, you a volunteer.
Yeah. You moved in because you was in your situation. You moved in a situation on him.
She was right and got upset about what he told her to do. That's it. That's all.
Right. So we want to get mad about those people who volunteered their services, but nobody wants to be upset about a real victim. Where's the outcry for the kids that are being sex trafficked? Where's the outcry for the kids that are losing their lives in CPS care? Where is the outrage for that? Where's the outrage for the mamas that drowning their babies in the lake? Where's that outrage? But y'all want to be outraged about a 17-year-old girl, right? But you want to be outraged about a 17-year-old girl that skipped school to go hang out with an R. Kelly, or she got her mama to drop her off at R. Kelly house. How you mad about that?
How you mad about that? Money attached to it. That has
Where's
money.
the outrage? Where's the outrage about the Epstein flight manifest not being released? Where's that outrage?
There wasn't no money attached to that. That was just an uncertain death. They ain't trying to do that.
Remember, he killed himself.
They ain't trying to do that. That's going to involve a whole lot of suicide and some other stuff. They ain't.
You're going to the wrong way. They want you to go the other way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all outrage is misguided. Because I'm sorry, how do we not have an outcry and outrage for the children that are actual victims, but you want to cry about a 17-year-old that skipped school? And all of us used to be 17. You know, good and doggone well, when you was 17, you was fast.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. I hung out with girls. I'm a military brat. I hung out with girls all over this globe. 9 times out of 10, girls have always been fast.
Yeah.
To act like we ain't. That's why I said y'all ain't these victims y'all claim to be. Most of the time, probably 70% of the time, women are the aggressors. Women are the initiators. This is how they go, because women plot and plan every single aspect of their life or every single second of the day. So how do we get to play victim when you're the initiator? How do you get to play victim when you skip school, caught a ride, Ubered over to a grown man's house?
I started it, but I said stop.
They didn't say stop.
Now give me $5 million.
Them girls said stop when the day they said, you know what, I don't want to do this no more, and I just left and never came back. That's when they said stop. They didn't say stop during an act. Just like with Sparkle's niece. The video was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. However, my issue was what was going on in that video. When I was 18, as an adult, my age right now, a man cannot urinate on me. Under no circumstances, I'm not doing that. So when you have, don't get me wrong, I understand there's the age issue, but what I saw, what I saw was a child that was not a virgin. So my thing is this: say that's your child, you find out about the R. Kelly situation, right? But you see that this child has a little bit of experience. So if you find out that this little 13, 14, I don't even remember how old she was when the video was made, but you find out that this is your child, would you be just as upset as she was performing those same acts with a 14 or 15-year-old boy?
Yes, you're supposed to.
But these people act like they wouldn't be. And that's what my argument was. I'm like, this child is not inexperienced. So if my 13-year-old child is sexually active with a 15-year-old or a 30-year-old, yes, I'm gonna be pissed off at the 30-year-old because I do feel like you can take advantage. You do have the upper hand in that situation, but we're not gonna sit up here and act like my child is innocent either.
That part.
And that's the part that pissed me off. Y'all want to sit up here and throw all the blame on him without accepting your accountability or the part you played in that. Because had you not been skipping school, you wouldn't have been one of those women on that tape crying about surviving R. Kelly. Because when we gonna get to survive, matter of fact, let's do Surviving the Kardashians. How about that? Let's survive the Kardashians. Let's see that tape.
Nobody survives. Nobody survives. So you can't.
Right.
I'm just saying, let's see Surviving the Kardashians. Since we want to be surviving R. Kelly and surviving Bill Cosby, let's see Surviving the Kardashians or Kris Jenner. How about that? Let's survive her.
Bill Cosby, Red Fox content, Richard Pryor content. He had a lot of mixed, you know what I'm saying, content. That man was, I mean, you gotta understand. I mean, I feel how y'all saying, like, okay, he went to a different light, but that man started as a comedian talking cold cash shit.
He was legendary.
Right?
You know, that's what he did. And my thing is,
but hold on, wasn't Bill Cosby trying to purchase a network when that went down?
Exactly.
And see, that's another issue I had with it. All of it just seems mighty convenient. It's like you wait until somebody's about to reach the height of their career to want to drag them down. And you know how I feel about the 20-year-old accusation. I'm sorry. You don't get to come back 20 years from now after you've benefited from this exchange, just like the workplace. Yes, I do believe that women are sexually harassed at work. I do believe that a lot of managers are coming on to their female employees. Yes, I do believe that. However, I also know for a fact that women are accepting those advances for an advancement in their career. They're accepting his advances so that they can move up the ladder. The minute you take an exchange for whatever he offered you or said to you, you don't get to play victim anymore.
Because you're no longer a victim.
Right. So you don't get to have a successful career because of this act. And then 20 years from now, when you see they're reaching this height, oh, let me go sue him for $5 million. No, ma'am. You don't get, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Not a victim.
Not a victim.
You was not a victim when you did the exchange of service for funding. Was it? Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. You provided a service, you got funded for it. So what's the problem?
Exchange of goods for services. That's what that is, an exchange of goods for services.
No, there's the statute of limitations on stuff like that. It's part of
it, but what I'm saying is, how do we not look at this logically? How do we get to a point where women, we can put women on this strong, independent pedestal, but at the same time they get to peddle victimhood? You can't be strong and independent and a victim 24 hours a day.
You're not a victim.
Right. But we have allowed this. We have perpetuated this nonsense in the community where women think they deserve everything. Somebody said it best. Somebody said modern day women want the authority of men or kings, but the responsibility of a toddler. And that's true. You don't want to be accountable for nothing you do, nothing, no moves that you made that contributed to the situation that you're in. You don't want to be accountable for shit, but you want to play blame on everywhere else. But 9 times out of 10, you the reason why you in that situation. You got women talking about men ain't shit. Men always always single and what they say, dad left us, but you the one filed for divorce. So who left who again? If you initiated the divorce, who left who? Well, I only did that because that's not the point. You said that they left. You're the one who initiated the divorce. They ain't the one who left. You did.
So no, they didn't leave. I put them out. It's a difference. They didn't leave.
You put them out.
You put them out.
Or you got a divorce and the judge awarded you the house and the kids. The man didn't leave the kids. Y'all broke up.
He left the house.
Didn't work out. Right. He left the house. He didn't leave y'all. He may have left your crazy behind.
I'm about to say he left her.
Right.
But that was because she initiated the leaving.
Right. But we cannot keep sitting here talking about strong and independent and playing victim 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that works. But that's what they doing. They playing victim. It's like everyone is strong and independent until they get caught. Then all of a sudden, oh, he did this. He did that. He hit me. All of a sudden, the crocodile tears come out. But you've been jabbing this man in his forehead for 37 minutes. But the time he jab you in yours, you want to fall out on the floor and holler, "Oh, he tried to beat me. He's abusive." Excuse me. Just like the video. Did y'all see the airport video where the girl was having the confrontation with the guy who worked there, and he kept saying, "Get your hands off me." She was touching this man. He was like, "Get your hands off me." So when something happened, I think someone else came around the corner and was trying to like get in between them. She decides to reach over dude and take a cheap smack at him. Then all of a sudden, y'all want to get mad because this man decided to defend himself. He should have knocked her ass out because that's what equality looks like. Because I would have knocked your ass out.
That was crazy.
Right. But if I would have hit you, I don't understand why we at a place where he can't hit you. If y'all so strong and independent, and equality means you get knocked out just like he would have knocked him out had he overstepped his boundaries.
Put your hands on anybody. Got to get chin checked. I'm just saying.
I'm not
right. Keep your hands to yourself.
I'm just not for it. That's it. That's all. I'm just gonna stand for my own inequality. Period. And equality. Yes. Like I said, I'm not.
Yeah, I see what men go through. I don't want to suffer them consequences.
Not at all. I'm on my domesticated female, feminine.
I don't want to suffer them. Not at all. Because they get the short end of the stick. And people talk about, and just like when Kamala was talking about, when Kamala made the statement, so when they were talking about the whole Roe situation, and Kamala made the statement about what do men do, or men are never forced or have to give up bodily autonomy. I said, heck, but what do you think the draft is? So you mean to tell me you want to talk about bodily autonomy when it comes to an abortion, but consider bodily autonomy when somebody is forced to sign up for the draft at the age of 18? What the hell is that? They are forced to sign up for the draft at the age of 18. I know my brother had to do it.
No, I'm not going to be able to do that. I don't.
All the men in my life mandated to sign up for the doggone draft at the age of 18. How is that not equivalent to not having control of bodily autonomy? So a man can go lose a limb in a war, but you fighting for a right to remove something that occurs naturally? Because pregnancy is natural, right?
Yeah, I don't.
But he can go lose a limb, but he got all the bodily autonomy he wants. Get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick of women. I promise you, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them, Roxy.
Throw the whole girl away. Just throw the whole girl away. Start over.
All over. Just throw the whole
world away. Can we get
away.
a new rib, guys? Can we get a new rib? We need to make some amendments.
Yeah, women took a left at Albuquerque, and we've been wrong ever since.
I'm just saying the rib that y'all gave to Eve was tainted.
Hey, but we gotta do better as women. You can't ride the fence on equality, because equal doesn't mean equal if or equal but or equal. Equal just means that 2 can only be equivalent to 2. 2 doesn't equal 1.5. 2 don't equal 7. 2 don't equal 88. It only equals two. So if you want to be sitting here resting on equality, if you want to be equal to a man, you have got to be willing to suffer the consequences of men. You've got to be willing to take everything they take. Sign up for the draft. Go over there and lose you a limb. Just like, hey, you know what I said about them overturning Roe? That's what equality looks like. Men have never had the legal right to abandon parental responsibility after the pregnancy, but you've had it for 50 years. Yeah, I can't. But we've got to get it together before, because the melanated community is we're headed down this divide that I don't know if we're going to be able to save ourselves from if we don't get our shit together.
That's what we need to do.
We're going to get it together.
We're going to save ourselves from that divide because it's coming.
Yeah, we
Right.
get it together.
But women got to be honest with themselves first. We ain't going to get nowhere until women start being honest with themselves. We got to do that. You got to be accountable as an adult. You got to be.
Yeah.
Listen and follow directions. Stop thinking we know everything and we can handle everything, because no, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. If we could, then there wouldn't be men. It's just been women. But guess what? God took us and formed us from the man. So
he was here first. So how do you think you don't need him and he was here first?
just saying,
You
he had a
can't
whole
trump him.
life, a whole. He brought us because he was bored.
Adam needed something to play with.
Oh.
Literally.
Adam needed a toy to play with. Here go Eve.
Oh.
For
But
sure.
we got to do better. As women, we really have to do better. Seriously.
Yes.
And that note,
Yes.
now you know better, do better.
If you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
All right. Well, we didn't cover a whole bunch of stuff tonight. We didn't talk about Kris Jenner, Kim K, Ray J.
You mean Pimp Jenner? Because they need to change the name of that show to Pimping the Kids. I promise you, they need to change the name of that show. Because she the biggest pimp on the planet. You getting paid to pimp your kids, like by Hollywood? Okay.
I mean, she set the contracts up. The kids go knock them down. So, she out here setting up sex tapes. Hey, no different. Sex tape contracts. She want to make sure that they in their best light possible for everything that they do. So why would this be any different?
I feel you.
Yeah. So, yeah. We talked about them. We talked about this dumbass. This dumb lady. She almost made me go there, Lord.
This silly lady about her EBT.
In there and swipe that EBT card at the nail salon. If y'all didn't see it, y'all the lady swiped her card, her EBT card, food stamps. She thought she was gonna get a 2-for-1 at the nail shop or get a 50% off, like if she was selling them, but they didn't do that. They ended up taking her to jail. So yeah, check out that goofy video as well. And then y'all stop protesting Ariel, okay? Let the little Black Mermaid be great.
But I'm all for Disney removing the brown faces, because y'all can keep that sex trafficking over there in y'all community. You can keep that. I'd rather protect our babies. Y'all can keep that right on over there. I wouldn't be mad if they removed brown faces. Not from Disney. I wouldn't be mad at all. Remove them.
See, the only thing that they which is probably why it's only a couple of them to begin with, because it's only 2 of them besides Ariel, the new Ariel. It's only Tiana, but that's because
who is the princess frog?
Tiana.
That's Tiana.
Okay.
Tiana.
Okay, I guess it is the only one.
Yep, that's the only chocolate girl.
Yeah, they don't have very many of them because that's big money.
And Mulan is Asian.
Yeah.
Turning red is the little panda girl turning red. She's Asian.
Yeah, the hate for Black Ariel, that was too real. And for the current administration to say we don't live in America's not racist, America showed their ass when a Black Ariel showed up.
Yes, they did.
They do it every time they get an opportunity. Every time.
Right?
Every time. But yes, thank y'all for coming to check us out. Definitely make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can subscribe to us at Facebook and YouTube at Melanated and Candid. If you want to support us via Cash App, you can do so at Melanated and Candid as well. We'll be back here again. If you
Sunday.
subscribe to the channel, you'll get a alert that'll let you know that we're coming back on. So definitely make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And then we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about this purge law.
Yeah. So come back and check us out. Thank you guys and have a good evening.
Good night.
Later. Toodles.